Nintendo collectors, I'm Alex with another video. As you can see, I've been pretty busy in my arcade. I've got all my cabs down one end now, and it frees up a lot of space over here for a bench to sit down, and hopefully eventually I'll have a flat screen TV on this side where the bracket is, but for the moment I can't quite afford that, so hopefully after Christmas I'll have that set up for you guys, and me and my daughter can come down here and play Smash Brothers, which you absolutely love, and a few of the more modern games. So that's the whole point of this change around, was to make it more accessible for me and my daughter to come here and have some fun. And we have actually, we've been down here this weekend and we've been playing Link's crossbow training and some duck hunt, which you absolutely love. So it's worked out. I'm actually really enjoying this room much more. And you know what, guys, I can always play Donkey Kong 3 in my Donkey Kong cabinet, and my up and coming Sky Skipper cabinet I'll be able to play Popeye. So although I've lost the actual dedicated cabinets, I haven't lost the game. I can still play the game. I've got the PCB. So just showing you a little snapshot of the room, of the arcade. I will do an up and coming video tour very soon, but I just want to show you quickly roughly what's been happening in my little room. It's been pretty busy. As you can see, I painted the walls purple, and that's really cool colour because it brings the vibrant colours of Nintendo out. You know, if you just have plain white, I think they just get lost, but being a slightly darker colour, it brings the vibrant colours of Nintendo out, I think, a lot more. And that was my aim with that colour. It's a very warm colour as well. I really do like it. It's a bit funky too. So, and as you can see, I've got my marquees up there on the shelf. Now, these marquees were done by Ollie Muddy Music, good friend of mine on the UK VAC forum. He makes these up. As you can see, he's already done the Sky Skipper marquee here. Now, they're designed onto like a vinyl. Now, I do have original marquees of these, but the trouble is with putting original ones up, they're very heavy. Let's just see if I've got one here to show you. Yeah, I've got a punch out here, I think. Oh no, it's not, it's an arm wrestle. So this is an original marquee. Let's just turn it up the right way. Now, it's quite thick, it's made of perspex, and putting that on there, if that fell down, it's quite hard, it would just snap, crack and break, whereas these vinyl ones here that my friend Ollie's made, they're very thin and they're just stuck on with blue tack. So you can do this, guys, if you want your favourite artwork of your favourite games. You can get Muddy Music to make these up. They're very light, you can hang them down from your shelf. And what I've done is I've put these LED lights underneath. Can you see that? And it lights it up like as if it was an arcade machine, like these guys over here. I can turn it up. I've got a control here. I can change the colour if I want to. Let's see if I can do that. You've got to be near the box, that's the trouble. Is that the wrong one? Damn it, I've got the wrong one. I'm altering the wrong colour one here. This is the other side. So you can change the colour here. See the LED there? So just with this, I can change the colour to any colour I want. I can change the brightness. I can also have it on the fade, so it fades in and out. And also, I think I can have it on strobe or flash, so it flashes. There we go. So I've got Castlevania. These have just come in the post. So Muddy Music, Ollie, thank you very much for doing these for me. So I've got Versus Castlevania, so I can play this on my Versus red tent. Here I've got my red tent below me. So Castlevania did come out of the Versus system. I can play that on there. I've got one of my favourite Versus games, which is Gradius, also an arcade game and a NES game. And another great Versus game, Dr. Mario, which is really cool. And again, these are all vinyl marquees that my friend Ollie's made up for me. Really cool, and it works really well with the LED lights underneath. And the same this side, I've got Excite Bike, Duck Hunt, Sky Skipper, Versus Hogan Alley, and Versus Goonies, which I did a review of fairly recently. And there you can see my original marquees above the cabinet. It's got Sheriff there, Mario Brothers, and Punch Out. So This wall here may look a bit bare, but I do have plans for this, guys. So if you can imagine, on this side I'm going to have my flat screen TV with hopefully my Wii U set up and the up-and-coming NX when they finally release the machine. And on this side I'm going to put my Amiibo. And what I'm going to do, I've got some really cool plans. I'm going to have a neon shelf underneath here. So like a see-through perspex, it'll either be red or green. So the light will shine through it, and on this shelf will be all my Amiibo, and underneath I might have a Smash Brothers logo, which I think will look really, really cool. I've been umming and ahhing about what to do with the Amiibo, whether to put them into a cabinet, because obviously they're dust, you know, you have to keep dusting them, but I've got no other space now but to have them under here. And I just thought, okay, if I have a shelf and the shelf's right underneath the marquee, I think that's going to protect them from getting dusty anyway. And you know what? I do come in and spring clean quite a lot, so you know they're just going to have to get dusted every now and then. So it's no big deal. So up the top there, I've got all my later games. I've got my handheld games, so all my DS games, 3DS games, Game Boy Advance, very small N64 collection and Wii collection, and very small GameCube collection. I'm just briefly going over this, guys. I will do a proper room tour after Christmas once I've got Smash Brothers set up and my TV set up, but for now it's just a little snapshot of my arcade room. There I've got all my original flyers framed. That's an original radar scope flyer. And on this side I've got original Sky Skipper flyer, original Sheriff flyer. Those are just as rare as the PCBs. Really rare to find original flyers for those games, guys. And this is my Oliver Frey signed piece of artwork, which for me is where it all started. You know, when I first saw this in a magazine, on Crash magazine, that was it. Got me hooked on buying magazines. It was the first time I ever bought computer magazine. So yeah, Oliver Frey, big influence on me on a lot of the early Sinclair Spectrum artwork. So there you go, guys. So I've got the cabs at that end, got Donkey Kong Sheriff in the middle, Donkey Kong Jr. Down here I've got my red tent running versus Super Mario Brothers, and on this side I've got it running Excite Bike. And from this point of view I've got all my other games, all my Super Famicom games, all my NTSC American carts boxed, NES games boxed, and Famicom games. And over there in the corner I've got my ultra rare super space launcher, which I just broke the world record on, the unofficial world record. But yeah, got a really good score on that revival. Really chuffed to have that back in the arcade all working, because it hasn't been working for a long time. So there it is, guys. That is Space Launcher. I will do another video on that pretty soon, actually. Got to, really. It's such a good game. And there I've got my my Metroid. I'm a big Super Metroid fan, and I just thought I'd do a little shelf dedicated to that series. And again, because I've got that neon light, the LED lights under there, it lights up superbly. Looks really cool. So I can't wait to get the Amiibo under there. I think they look really good. And because actually I've just placed one of these actually just to have a look. If you look at the colour of that Amiibo there, and then once it's under the light, it changes again. So I think these are going to look really cool under this LED light. You can imagine a whole lot of them on a neon shelf will look really cool. And above that shelf I've got all my consoles boxed. So starting at that end I've got the NES Deluxe box, which I'm about to show you in a bit, and my Super Nintendo Power boxed, and all the others, GameCube, TV game, and various controllers and whatnot. And then up here I've got my Donkey Kong 2 marquee signed by all the big players in the world. Hank Chan, Steve Weeb, and Billy Mitchell up there. It's Billy Mitchell's signature. That's a really cool thing, my room. And the zappers either side, I think that looks really cool. And this is my Super Famicom collection and NTSC American Super Nintendo collection. Starting to build it back up again. You know, I sold my PAL collection, but I'm slowly building this back up, and that's going to be my main focus for next year, as well as loose carts for the NES. Okay, so I will do another video tour, but for now I just thought I'd give you a quick snapshot of the arcade and what I've been doing. You can see I've been pretty busy. And I've got this lovely little red bench there, which I picked up on eBay, 30 quid on eBay. It's not the most comfortable of benches, but it does look cool. I love the red. It matches the red tent on the other side. It's very Nintendo colours. I don't know. I don't know where it's going to stay yet. It does fit well in here though. It's the right size, it's the right shape, right colour. It's just not that comfortable. If the back was pushed a little bit further back, it would be a lot more comfortable, but it kind of pushes you forward too much, and you know, when you're playing games for a couple of hours, it does get you a little bit. But anyway, there you are guys, that's my sort of room update, a little snapshot for now, but look out, I will do a video tour of all my stuff eventually, which is going to take a lot more time. So a little update on Sky Skipper. As you can see here, the marquee, this is what Ollie's made up. It's just a mock marquee, just give us an idea of what Sky Skipper may look like. If I take it off the blue tack, it's blue tacked onto here, you can see roughly, if I just put it on Donkey Kong, will it fit on there? Yeah, so, oh, you can't see the light on. Let's just turn the light on off there. So, as you can see, roughly that's what it's going to look like. But do you know what? The original Sky Skipper marquee, the clouds are red. Now, when I first saw the clouds red, I didn't like it at all. I thought, what the hell? Clouds are not red, it just doesn't look right. So I told Ollie to do them white. And I do actually prefer that, but we might go back to the original colour, which is red. It all depends on how the bezel turns out, and the side art and the control panel, the overall picture. But I think we will go back to the original red eventually. But it's nice to have the mock-up marquee, just to give us an idea of what the cab's going to look like for next year. So exciting guys, I can't wait to do this project. It's going to look really, really cool. And of course I've got my Space Firebird, and we're going to have a look at that in a minute. I've got my Battle Shark for next year as well. Two big projects, Sky Skipper and Battle Shark, and hopefully I'm going to get a Sheriff cocktail done as well, which I want to take to events. So Sheriff in a cabinet like this, I can take it along to events, because I don't really want to risk taking my upright Sheriff. It's too rare and too precious to me to take that to an event. If the Perspex bezel broke, then I'd be really gutted, so I can't take that, guys. So the plan is to get a cocktail version of that to events next year. And also upstairs in the house, I've got my Sega Sheriff, I've got my Space Fever, and I've got my Space Firebird. So talking of Space Firebird, been going on about this for so long. Let's have a look at how far I've got with my Space Firebird, and then eventually, hopefully next week, I'll have a complete video for you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that little snapshot, little update, guys. Let's go and have a look now at Space Firebird. Right guys, we're upstairs in my loft room, where I do a lot of my restorations and a lot of my cocktails, where I've got all my spares. Well, I'll have to show you one day. I've got loads of really rare Nintendo arcade PCBs. I mean, they're not that interesting to look at unless you're into PCBs, because there's no artwork with them. They're not like MVS carts that come with art, or Super Famicom carts that come with the box and stuff. They're just PCBs, but they are interesting if you're a collector of arcade PCBs, and I've got a stack of them. I'll have to show you. Maybe we can do like a compare one day of all the different Nintendo PCBs, but for now I'm just going to show you this Space Firebird. As you can see, I've got all the bits laying around here. Got to have a pretty understanding wife stroke partner to put up with all this stuff. Mine's pretty good, she lets me get on with it. I mean, it's not for that long, to be honest with you. It's only the last couple of weeks of putting the cabinet back together that I bring it back in the house, and it all starts to come together. So as you can see, the game's working. It's all up and running. I've yet to tidy up all the wires. I've got to put little straps on, little stick-on straps on the side of the cabinet, hold all the wires to one side. It needs a bit of a hoover. There's a lot of dust in there. It's gathered a lot of dust up here. But as you can see, the main attraction is the control panel. Now, this artwork's been done by ETN. He's a Dragon's Lair forum member, and he does some fantastic artwork. But I do warn you, this stuff is a nightmare to put on. It really is. And I've actually done a video of me doing it, which I will get out in my next video. Will be the Space Firebird video with lots of compilation smaller videos put together. So I hope you like that, guys. And this is the top. So I put all the iron-on veneer on, it's all on. I just want to give it a varnish or a stain. So I don't want to keep it that colour, it's too white. Well, not white, but it's not the right colour. So I'm just going to give it a stain, really. And just tidy up in here. This just gets a hoover and a dusting. Just got to glue that back up there. And just keep it original, really. Keeping it as original as possible. As you can see, it's got all the original instruction decals for the monitor. Maintenance decals. And I've just got to put, this is all had a clean, I've just got to put the artwork on there, the glass on there and the clips. So I've got the clips over here, they're all nicely chromed. Can you see that? Nicely chromed clips, and they go on the corner here. Once that holds the glass down, and they really do finish it off. It looks fantastic when they're on. So I do recommend getting those chrome, guys. They're not that expensive to get done. It's just finding a decent chroma these days, because a lot of chromers went out of business with the new EU laws that they brought in not long ago. So that's it, guys. That's Space Firebird. So look out for the next video. I will do a whole video. We'll do a gameplay of it because it is a cracking game. Unusual game. Quite similar to sort of Galaxian stroke Gallagher types. If you like your shoot 'em ups, you'll really enjoy Space Firebird. So Space Firebird came in an upright as well as a cocktail. In fact, there is a member that's just acquired a really rare upright version of this game. I mean, they're not much to look at, to be honest with you. They didn't come with a lot of artwork, but still a very rare cabinet to own. I think there's only 2 known in the world. I think there's a member on the Dragon's Lair forum that owns an upright Space Firebird, and now this guy in the UK. So a really rare cabinet, and he's doing a total restoration as well. So it'd be interesting to see that finished cab once he's completed his restoration. So there we go, guys. That's Space Firebird. I'll just show you over here. Always like to show this cabinet. This is my uber rare Sega Sheriff. This is the only known Sega Sheriff in this type of cabinet. It's known as a trim line cabinet, or I like to call it a cocktail because this is what the Japanese call it on the flyer. This is a Sega Sheriff cocktail cabinet. Now, they did do a few others. They did Head On, Carnival, Astro Fighter, and there is yet to be found a space launcher in this cabinet. So keep your eyes open, guys. There are still games waiting to be found in this cabinet. Now, this is uber rare, guys, and it looks amazing. It's probably the most beautiful cabinet I have in my collection, and the rarest, of course. I mean, you know, it is unbelievable, and it's all working. It's got Sheriff running in there. I just absolutely love this. Just going to get some new glass for the top here because it's very scratched, but yeah, fantastic little game. I'll have to do another little gameplay review of that cabinet, actually. So that's it, guys. That's the upstairs loft room. Just thought I'd show you that, give you an update on Space Firebird because I keep going on about it. So let's go back to the arcade and let's do pickups. Well, I hope you enjoyed the walk round. I really enjoyed showing you that, guys, and obviously I'll do a more detailed video once I've got my Smash Brothers lineup on the wall and it's complete. You know, I want to do a complete video when it's finished, the whole room's finished, and how I want it. And I'll go in a bit more detail of all the games that I've been collecting, consoles and whatnot. Hopefully that'll be next year, early next year. So before we get on to pickups, just want to talk about some new games that Nintendo released on the Wii U, 3DS. Ones to look out for. There's been a Wii U release of a game called Fast Racing Neo, I think it's called. And basically it's a F-Zero Wipeout kind of clone. So if you can imagine a high-speed thumping racer, and it's like kind of a futuristic world. I know it's been done before, but it's nice to see a new game like that on the Wii U. And it's kind of slipped under the radar because I didn't see anything about it at E3. There was no announcements about it. I knew about it, but there was no new screenshots, no video shots of this new game. So it's nice to see it finally out, because you always think these games, if you don't see them at these events, maybe they're never going to make it to release. But it's here, it's finally here. It's a DLC game, so it's not a physical game. You have to download it on your Wii U. And it looks really cool. I haven't bought it yet, but I will be buying it. It's only about £10, I believe. So it'll be worth checking out, guys. Another game for the Wii U. It's always good to see a new game. But a game I did buy is called Terra, and I think it's been out for Xbox, PS4 for quite a while, or the iOS. and it's a cool little game. It's had me hooked for the last couple of days. It's kind of like a it's Minecraft basically in a pixelated 2D world. So if you can imagine like a Lemmings or King Arthur type SNES game, where you've got that kind of 2D look, pixelated, but you can do anything you want. You can craft armour, you can mine for different materials, and with the different materials you can craft different weapons together and make different types of armour. I think there's potions you can make, health potions, all these different potions to make you fly, go underwater, and I haven't got that deep into it yet, but I've been told that it's an endless world where anything can happen, and there's some weird and wonderful creatures that are in it that are attacking your house. You've got to build a house. I've seen people build 2 houses with like mine carts going in between the 2, stop them getting attacked by zombies in the night, so they take the fast track to their house with this mine cart. It looks really, really cool. I'll just show you the home screen. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, it's disappeared. So it's called Terraria. You see that? So you get an idea of the graphics. It's pixelated graphics. And you can go anywhere you want in it. Go down normally. Mining is what I normally do. So that's where you find all the different ores, all the different metals which you use for crafting different materials. So give it a go, guys. I can't remember how much it was now. It wasn't a lot anyway, but it's had me hooked. It's one of those games you can just fold it up when you've had enough, just click on the save button, open it up again, have a quick gameplay, and you know, each time you're getting further and further into the game. It's really, really cool. So with that said, that done, let's go on to the pickups. Before I do Retro Dave's trade pickups, I've got loads to show you here, guys. It's an epic video, so I hope you've got the time. I'm going to show you what pickups I've had on eBay, which I've been building up. So first 3 carts I've bought from America. I think I'm going to have to look to America for a lot of the games I want now, because I'm collecting NTSC US carts for the Super Nintendo, but also NES carts as well, and I only really want loose ones, unless it's really a game that I'm really going to fall in love with, or obviously Black Label games, which I'm collecting. But these 3 here were basically about 10 quid, $15, something like that, and it cost me about 10 quid to get them over here. Now 2 of them are just average games, but there's one game in here that I was after, and I thought it was worth paying 20 quid all day long. And it's a really cool arcade game and a fantastic conversion on the NES, and I've been playing it quite a lot. Plays really well. It is Legendary Wings. Okay, so the other 2 I've got to show these first is Bayo. I think it's Bayo Billy. I played it, and I don't think I can get into this at all. It's side-scrolling sort of run, right and fight type affair, you know, but it doesn't connect very well. We know when you're fighting the enemies, you've got to line them up perfectly. I mean, there's not much room for manoeuvre really. It's just, I don't know, I couldn't get into it. Unless there's something I'm missing later on, I don't know, I didn't quite get into this at all. Nice box art though, do like the artwork on the front. Very, very cool. Probably would have enticed me to buy this game back in the day as a kid, but now playing it, I don't know. It's by Konami though. Should be good. Maybe I'll give it another go. Another game, 8 Eyes, strange name. I thought it might be something to do with the arcade game. There is an arcade game called Eyes, which is really, really cool, but this has got nothing to do with it at all. This is almost like a Castlevania clone. Haven't played enough of it, only played 5-10 minutes of it. I will give it another go. But yeah, I don't know who it's by. Old Taxan, never heard of them. But yeah, maybe give it another go. It might be okay. But this was the game that I was after out of the bunch, and I thought it was worth paying 20 quid with those 2 games as an extra. Legendary Wings, vertical shoot 'em up, absolutely awesome. So if you can imagine, like, what's that game? It's a Mega Drive game. I can't remember its name now. But you're like you've got a character there, a bit like out of Flash Gordon, you know, the guys with the wings, the flying guy with angel wings shooting stuff. It's really, really cool. Plays really well. Great music, great playability, great game. to add to my NES collection. Next up, I've got a few Game Boy Advance games. This I forgot I actually brought, and I ended up buying it again at Revival, but a loose cart at Revival. I forgot I had this in the post coming my way. It's crazy, isn't it? I've been playing it. It's quite a funny little story, a little bit of a twist going on in the story right in the beginning. Did actually have me hooked. But I do find the map needs a better map. The map's terrible. I do get lost where to go in it. Although it's quite a small area, it still needs a map. It's a weird one. It's kind of like an RPG stroke shooter. Haven't got quite into the shooting part yet. I'm still into the RPG. The story's really, really good. So I'm going to give this a little bit more of a go. It's obviously a good game because it's got 2005 Editor's Choice finalist at E3. So it is a good game. Just need give it a little bit more time. Lovely box art. Do like the box art. Unusual game. Maybe I'll do a little gameplay of this. Because the story, guys, is really, really cool. Nice little twist going on. Next game, been after this for a while. Quite an expensive Game Boy Advance game. Quite a rare game. You can actually find this game on the Mega Drive. And it's called Steel Empire. And I was after the Jap cart actually, because I think the artwork on the Japanese Game Boy Advance version is better. But this came up in an auction and I got it for about £25. I thought it was a good deal because it is quite a rare game and it is a very good shoot 'em up. So if you watched my last video, I did a couple of Game Boy Advance shooters. Well, I'm going to do another video, I think, with all the Game Boy Advance shooters and just compare them, see which one's best. This one is excellent. Graphics are super for a Game Boy Advance game. They really, really are. I know the Mega Drive is probably the best version, but for a Game Boy Advance portable version, this is really, really cool. Can't recommend this enough, guys. It is quite expensive though, I have to admit. But I will do a gameplay of that. Puzzle Fighter, which is basically Street Fighter. It's a Capcom sort of bubble, not bubble, sort of like a Tetris type puzzle game with sort of battle card elements to it. Haven't played this yet, but I'm looking forward to playing this. I do like my puzzle games, and it's got a Street Fighter theme, so that's cool for me. Now here's an unusual buy. I don't normally buy N64 games. There's only really 2 more, maybe 3 more N64 games I want. Now, I never really got into the N64. I have to admit, I was into music a lot that era. So let me just tell you a little brief history of my collecting. Okay, so I got into the arcades. I'm now 44, so I was around when the arcades came out, Space Invaders came out. So the arcade scene was a big thing for me. After that, Sinclair Spectrum came out. Got into that, started collecting Sinclair Spectrum games. Still got all my Sinclair Spectrum games, love them to bits. And then I left school in '87. That's when the NES was out. So I missed the NES because I got into girls and music and all that. Wasn't interested in games at all. Then I got back into it when the Super Nintendo came out. Got my box Super Nintendo with Street Fighter, Mario Kart, loved it. It's my favourite console of all time, and that is my main focus of the collection. And then I think I did some more travelling, you know, and I got out of it again and missed the N64 completely. I know friends had it, I never got into it, and it wasn't until the PS1 came out I got back into games again. So there were phases in my life where I wasn't playing much games at all. And when the N64 came out, I totally missed that era. So I've got a very small N64 collection. I do find it hard to play those games. I don't think they've dated very well, but there are the odd few. I've obviously got all the in-house Nintendo games, but there's the odd few that are worth getting, like Robotron 64. I'm still looking for that. That's supposed to be an excellent game. And this game here, which I picked up, which is Doom 64. Now, I do like Doom. I remember Doom on the PC. I remember when a friend of mine got a PC and we played it on there for quite a while. The SNES version never held up, to be honest with you. Not great. I won't be getting the SNES version, but this is a completely different version. It is Doom, but it is the own 64 version. It is its own. You know, there's no other version like the 64 version. I've heard good things about it, good reviews about it. It came up in an auction. I thought it's in good nick, so I picked it up. So I don't often pick up N64 games. As I say, I did miss that era, but the odd few like this one I think are worth getting. So next up are 3 Super Nintendo games, box games. I don't know why I picked this up. It is an odd one, Utopia. Now it's got some fantastic intro music. Honestly, the intro music to this game is unbelievable. I used to like slap bass. I used to play a lot of slap bass when I was in a band, and I used to love the Red Hot Chili Peppers bassist Flea, Mark King from Level 42. I used to love all those slap bass players, and it's got all of that in this in the beginning. And I'm sitting there, I put it on, I'm doing loads of slap air guitar when it came on. It's crazy. Really cool intro music to this game. And I think it's like Sim City. It's kind of like a sim game where you control, you know, your world and your people. You've got to build factories to make things and schools and whatnot, you know, hospitals. But it's all based in a sort of utopian world with sort of a futuristic feel for it. Very cool music though, and it's not in bad nick. I don't think I paid a lot for it, that's why I picked it up, but still I'm going to give this a go. It does look good. Next game, D-Force. Again, I don't know anything about this game, but it was in excellent condition. It's still got the I don't know what you call it, the thing that holds it up on the shelf. You put the pin through it, holds it up in the shop. Still got that on there. It's in excellent condition. Just a little crease on the corner there. D-Force. I don't think we've got a PAL release for this. I've looked it up. It's only a Japanese and American release. It's a bit like Tiger Heli. It's a kind of vertical shooter. First impressions of it, I played it. It's got a little bit too much oversteer on it. It kind of goes like this really quickly until you get your power-ups. When you start getting all your power-ups, does start to come into its own, does start getting a little bit better. Quite enjoyed it a bit further on in the game, but first impressions were not great, only because the controls had a little bit too much oversteer, if you know what I mean. But other than that, it does look pretty cool. As you can see the screenshots on the back there, it's a vertical shooter with a kind of Apache helicopter, and I think you've got to attack some sort of Middle Eastern baddie in it, you know, typical kind of thing of that era. And last of all, my eBay pickups. I've already got this game. I've got the Japanese version, but it is one of my favourite games on the Super Nintendo. I love this game so much. I had to have it. It's Saturday Night Slam Masters. This is a fantastic game. You can't see it very well because I've got plastic cover on it, but it is, if you like wrestling games, if you like Final Fight, and what's the other one? Oh, I can't remember. Those sort of run, right and fight type games, you'll love this. It is basically Final Fight in a ring, you know, and the great thing about it is all the moves. You can get up on the ring, jump in, jump on top of each other and spit loads of water out of your mouth and show off, and grab hold of certain items around the ring like a chair and smash it over their back. It's such great fun, great music, great graphics. One of my top 10 Super Nintendo games without a doubt. Let's see if I've got the Japanese version to hand. Yeah, the Japanese version is Muscle Bomber. Completely different name, completely different cover, and I do prefer this version because the artwork is just brilliant. Look at it, so cool. And it has got a much more of a Japanese feel than American feel, more of a Japanese wrestling game than American feel, but guys, get this game, it is really, really awesome. So that's it, that's all my pickups, guys, but I've still yet to show you all of the trade items that me and Dave did. This is Retro Dave Nintendo, got his own YouTube channel. But before we get on to that, I've got to take a break, go and have a cup of tea, and I'll be back. Cheers, guys, stay tuned. Cup of tea. Right, so now we're going to get on to Retro Dave's trade. Now, Retro Dave Nintendo's got his own YouTube channel. It's how we met. Basically, doing what you do is you watch someone else's video, you comment, and soon enough, before you know it, you're best mates and you've got a lot in common with each other. And that's what happened with me and Dave. And I've met a lot of good friends through YouTube. Jay and Tootie and Tony over in Tasmania. I even see him as a good mate at the moment. I just love watching his YouTube channels, you know, even he's on the other side of the world. It's just great, you know. It's great that we can all be friends and we can all communicate with each other and do trades with each other, and that's what it's about, because you don't want to pay extortionate prices on eBay and get ripped off. So that's what it's all about, guys, at the end of the day. So me and Dave did a trade. Basically, he got my Popeye arcade machine, which I had to get rid of because I need another Popeye arcade machine, but I don't want a brand new one. I want like a project one, something that's a bit scruffy, a bit run down, that I can convert into a Sky Skipper cabinet. And I don't have room for both, so one had to go. So Popeye went, Dave brought it, lovely machine. I took it down to him and had a fantastic day. Dave, thank you very much for all the tea, coffee, biscuits, bacon sandwiches that his wife kindly made for me. I had a fantastic day, and you know, we will meet up again. We will do another video hopefully, and next time we do more of a fun video gameplay where there's no trade-off or anything like that. But on this occasion it was literally take the Popeye down there and I pick up my half of the deal, which was a few games and a couple of consoles. And that's where I'm about to show you now, okay? So, first up are the boxed Super Nintendo games. And this is what's great about trade-off and not getting money in return. Because you know what happens when you get money, you just go and spend it on a bill, don't you? The bills can wait, you know? Let's get some games again. And these are games I wouldn't normally... Well, that I want, they're on my list to buy, but they're not at the top of the list to buy. I mean, when I sold my Power Collection, you know, you've got the ones at the top you want to get back again, your Pilot Wings, you know, your Zeldas and all that. There's some games in here I thought I'd never get to own, and that's what's great about doing a trade. Is I thought, blimey, I've got this game. I never thought I'd own this game. This is so cool. So there's a couple there, 2 or 3 there that are real nice gems to have in my collection. So I'm really chuffed with this trade-off. Dave, thank you very much. So let's, without further ado, let's get on with it. Okay, so the first game is Super Off-Road. Okay, it's a common game. It's a great game. If you love the arcade game, which I do, it's a fantastic game. I actually know the world champion who owns the world record on Championship Sprint. Rich is a good friend of mine, and watching people play these type of games is unbelievable, especially with the steering wheel, the arcade wheel. I love this game. It's a great party game. It's good fun. Fantastic having the collection. Dave, thank you very much. Second up is a game that would have been at the top of my list to get back again, and that is Super Mario Kart. For me, this is still the best Super Mario Kart. The Wii version is unbelievably good. I mean, the online multiplayer is great. The graphics look superb. I mean, you know, pisses all over this by far. But the one thing the Wii U version is missing is the battle mode. It's got the battle mode, but it's not this battle mode. Battle mode on a track where you're going round and round, where you never might meet the other opponent. Stupid. You know, why did they do away with the sandbox arena like you've got in this version, where you're stuck in this tiny little arena, and soon enough you're bound to meet each other, so you've got to battle it out at some point. But the new Wii U version, you could just be going round and round for ages and never meet each other. It's stupid. I don't know why they haven't changed it. They could quite easily do a DLC for that update, some new tracks, but they haven't, and that's where it falls short. And for me, this is still the best Mario Kart of all time, purely for the battle game. And it's a bit like Balloon Fight. You've got the balloons above the car trying to pop each other's balloons. And again, you know, it's just a fantastic game. It really is. Brings back lots of memories. You know, it's not so easy a game like this to play with your daughter, because they've seen all the new graphics and they look back at these games with no nostalgia like we do, and they probably look at the graphics, you know, in a different light than we do. You know, probably find it a little bit but for me it is classic. But you know, it's great to have this back. Really, really is. Love it. And again, the condition of all these games are absolutely fantastic. And it's made me think, whereas before with the Power Collection, I used to just pick up anything. Wasn't that bothered about the box really. But now I'm kind of thinking it's a lot easier to sell games, if I ever did want to sell them, when they're in mint condition. So I am trying to build up a collection of games that are in immaculate condition. And this is not immaculate. It's got a few little knocks on the side, but still very, very good condition. Next up is a game I don't know anything about whatsoever. I know it's in the top 100 SNES games of all time. It looks like a platformy game with some Mode 7 sort of overlook of the map type graphics, but I don't know anything about the game at all. So it's nice to have a game like that in the collection. Looking forward to playing this. Fantastic artwork on the front cover. Love the artwork. It's the first thing that drew me into this game, was the artwork on the front. And there you can see some sort of Mode 7 in the screenshot going on there. And it looks like a platformer game. There's not much artwork in many of these manuals really. Just mainly screenshots, a little bit of a storyline. And that's about it, guys. Yeah, there's no artwork in here at all really. It's just storyline and well, hardly any screenshots. There's one screenshot in here, so a bit disappointing on the manual. It's always nice to have a bit of artwork in there as well. It kind of completes the whole package of a game when you've got all of that. You really feel like you're getting your money's worth. So again, these games were a lot of money back in the day. You know, if you look back in the old Super Play magazines, 60, 70 pounds on release. You know, I remember back in the day, I only had 2 or 3 games at one time. You know, if I wanted a new game, I had to exchange it, you know. So a lot of the games I had back in the day, unfortunately, got sold on. Next game up is Super Turricane. This is an unbelievable good game. It really is. Fantastic music, great graphics, sort of a run and gun, sort of platformy Contra type game. And it is really, really good, honestly. And I did own it actually. I had a Spanish PAL version, which is always a bit naff for it. When you've got a Spanish PAL version, it always looks like a bootleg or something. But I did have it before. But it's nice to have a US one with everything inside, the manual in English, not Spanish. There's a few more screenshots in here. But yeah, a really, really good game. And there's a sequel to this, Turricane 2. I think it goes for a lot more money. But will be on the list to get maybe next year. We'll have to wait and see. Again, fantastic edition. Been well looked after, a lot of these games. And they all go back in their plastic boxes just to protect them. Right, here's a real beaut for you guys. This is a really rare game. It's a fantastic arcade port. It is Captain Commando. If you like your side-scrolling games that I do, there's only a few really that really cut it for me, and that is Alien vs Predator, Captain Commando, Undercover Cop, and there's a couple of Japanese ones I like. I couldn't pronounce even if I could. I can't even think of them now, but there's a couple of Super Famicom ones I want to get that are really good. What else is there? There's Dungeons & Dragons, that's another good one as well. Shadows Over Mysteria, I think it's that one, or Tower of Doom, one of those two. But this is up there with one of the best. Captain Commando, what a fantastic game. Ultra rare Super Nintendo game, a very expensive Nintendo game. Hot on my list to get, but probably because of the amount of money it cost, would have taken me quite a while to obtain. So doing a deal like this with Dave is sometimes the only way you're going to get a game like this. Fantastic condition. The manual's a little bit creased, but to have the box and the manual with it is just a bonus really, because it is a really rare game and a very expensive one too. Bit of artwork in there, guys, which is always nice to see. Of the characters, always like that. Bit of a write up there and all their weapons and their armour. Couple of screenshots. And that's it really, guys. Some of the skills there that they've got. Really chuffed to get that in the collection. And Dave, thanks for giving me the opportunity to obtain this game. I haven't yet played it, I have to say. I've had so much going on. Again, with the Sky Skipper and converting this room, I haven't had a chance. This is the first time really I've been able to sit down and do a proper video, to be honest with you, and sit down and play some games. So I'll be really looking forward to playing this game. It's one of my favourite side-scrolling beat-em-ups. Next up is Super R-Type. Beautiful box art, probably one of the best box arts. I think it's actually better than the Japanese box art. Again, normally most people go for the Japanese carts, boxes because of the artwork. On this occasion, I actually do prefer the box art. Same with Super Contra. The box art on that, on the American version, is by far superior over the PAL and Japanese box art. Again, I think this is the same. I love the alien on the front, looks really cool. Again, this is not a straight port of the arcade version, a completely different version again, but it's still nice to have that. Not as good as R-Type 3 though, but still a very, very good game. Next up is Knights of the Round. Another excellent side-scrolling sort of RPG, run, right and fight type game, as I like to call them. This was an arcade game. There's another game very similar called is it King of Dragons? Yeah, it's King of Dragons, I think it's called. It's another game on the top of my list to get. These games are great because there are RPG elements to them, which adds a little bit more depth to them. And great to get this game. Another great Capcom game. Let's just have a look at the manual quickly. In amazing condition. Bit of artwork. Not much. No story. A few of the characters there and their abilities. Arthur, Lancelot, Percival. You've got Treasures of the Realm, all the pickups and what they do. Might be worth reading. A few tactics and the options mode, and that's it really in the manual. Yeah, this sort of stuff is brilliant on the Super Nintendo. They just made great. Capcom did probably some of the best arcade conversions. When you look at sort of Street Fighter and Area, was it Area 50? Is it Area 51? What's that other game? UN Squadron. I'm thinking of the Jap version. It's Area. Is it Area 51? Can't remember. But that is a perfect. In fact, UN Squadron is probably a better conversion, a better game than the arcade game. Really recommend getting that, guys, if you haven't. So I've got one more game, and this is probably my favourite out of the whole lot. Not necessarily the most expensive one out of the lot. I think Captain Commando is probably. But this game, got it on in the back here. Love this game. It is probably my top 10, if not one of my favourite Super Nintendo games of all time. I absolutely love this. I did have the PAL version. I was gutted when I sold it. But so much better to have an NTSC version in the collection. Fantastic artwork, awesome artwork on the front, love the box art, 4 screenshots on the back, and it's in mint condition, guys, and what a game it is, I tell you. And that's the game. In a short while I'll be doing a little gameplay of it. It's really, really cool. And look, it's all in its packaging and stuff. It's just absolutely mint. I don't think there's a lot of artwork though in the manual. We'll have a look. By Jalico, great company, make great games. There's lots of screenshots in here. Screen view of all the levels, all the different power-ups, all the different weapons that you can get, different formations. You've got all the different levels here. It's showing you all the levels. In fact, I think it shows all the different bosses. So I quite like that back in the day. If you looked in a magazine, or in a manual, sorry, and saw all the end of level bosses, I wanted to get there. If they didn't show it, you didn't know what was at the end, unless you got a weekly, monthly magazine that showed you like a playthrough, a guide. But to have it in the actual manual, all the stages and all the bosses set out, just made me want to play it even more. I just want to get to that level. So yeah, this is an absolutely brilliant game, guys. If you can get hold of it, I totally recommend it. So that's it of all the games I picked up off Dave. Now I'm going to show you the consoles that I picked up. And because I picked up all these American carts, I needed a console. Now I do have a Junior, but I've been told it's inferior. I don't know why, whether it's the sound, graphics or whatnot, I don't know, but I've been told it's inferior. And to be honest, it doesn't look as good as the proper American SNES. So this was part of the deal as well. I got a boxed one, It's not in a great condition, and the artwork on the front, well, it's non-existent. There isn't any. It's just a plain picture of the console, controllers, and the game, what you get inside. So I might be swapping this at a later date for one with maybe a Street Fighter theme or Star Fox theme, because it does look better on the shelf. But for now, it will do. And again, Dave, thanks very much. It's all there and it's working. It's playing the game behind me. It's got everything inside. Just missing the foam top here. So yeah, I'll move that on at a later date, because I probably want one with some more artwork on it. But it'll do for now. Plays the games for now, which is good. And the prize piece of all of this trade is coming up next. This is a huge item. I can imagine back in the day getting this as a kid, right? For me, growing up at Christmas time, getting presents was all about how big the present was. I had two brothers, and we always competed over whose present was going to be the biggest at Christmas. And basically, whoever had the biggest present had the best present, okay? It wasn't about the contents inside, it was more about, you know, who could... So we all tried to get Scalextrics, or we tried to get Rebound, which came in this big box, or Lego came in big boxes, or some sort of Star Wars figurine or whatever. So I can imagine this back in the day would have been an awesome Christmas present. I can imagine getting this at Christmas Day and would have been blown away. But this passed me by. Again, as I said earlier, I have scored 87, so the NES was introduced into Europe about 87, 88, so I would have completely missed this, guys. But this is, for a Nintendo collector like me and you guys, because you're watching this channel, you must collect Nintendo stuff. This is a prize piece. It is the Nintendo Entertainment System, the deluxe set with Robbie the Robot, or Rob the Robot. It's the Mattel version as well, so it's the early version. And you can tell that by the colour of the gun here is different. Now, we got the red gun later. I've got the red zapper up there. But early versions were grey. And a lot of the carts had 5 screws as well, I believe. So yeah, this is really, really cool. And it's huge. I'm holding it like a ghetto blaster here. It's absolutely huge. It's heavy. It's in fantastic condition. You can see on the back there, the advert, the whole family playing together, and that was the whole advertising campaign that really won Nintendo, won the whole console war. Because don't forget, in sort of the mid-80s, there was a crash in video games, and Nintendo kind of reinvented themselves as a toy maker again. And they sold this as a toy, not as a... It was an entertainment system. It was a toy, not a video system like Atari 26 and all the others. They were still advertising themselves as video game consoles, whereas Nintendo, complete change of plan, thought, okay, we're going to advertise as a toy, and they won it on that basis, basically. And it appealed to the whole family, and sold absolutely millions of these. Not this one, the deluxe set, but of the actual console. You could still buy Rob separately, but to get this deluxe set, it's quite a rare, unusual item to find in this condition anyway. So let's do an unboxing. I'll show you inside briefly what it is. I won't be able to set it all up because there's just too much involved, but let's have a look inside. Right, I've set it up on my bench, my nice new red bench. Shows off the box pretty nicely. So I'm going to open it up from this end here. I always hate getting these things out. Not easy. Not damaging it, weighs a ton. I was thinking we need 2 people to get this out. One to hold the box, and one to pull the actual console out. Let's set this out. Oh, it's heavy. So this is in pretty good nick. It's got a bit of damage there. So, oh, there's a ladybird there. What the hell is that doing there? Let's get the ladybird off. Don't know what he's doing in there. Come here, little fella. Oh, he's falling into the box. Oh, I'll get him out in a bit. So, all very neatly, tightly compact. Rob, the Mattel gun. So a normal zapper would be orange, like this. This is the earlier version, the Mattel version. I don't know why they changed the colour. I guess the red's pretty cool. Maybe it's to do with kids running out in the street and pointing this at someone. Maybe the police thought it was an actual real gun. I don't know why. It doesn't look like a real gun at all. Because if you look at the Japanese version, the Famicom version, that looks like a gun. And that's probably why it wasn't released in America actually. It's too familiar. Look at that. That's a lot cooler in my mind. So for some reason Nintendo swapped it, changed the whole design of the Zapper into a more futuristic looking thing, which is pretty cool. It's what we know today. And so we've got the Zapper, we've got the 2 games, Duck Hunts, which I didn't have a copy of, and I don't know whether to take that out and put that in the rest of my other Black Label games, or whether to leave it in that box, because I don't actually have a copy of that. I don't know. Yeah, I'll put it back in there for now anyway, but they're really nice, in good nick as well. They're the Mattel version as well. So I think that all the Mattel versions had 5 screws. Yes, they did. That's how you can tell, I believe, because they all had 5 screws. Whereas later on they only had 3. And if you get really anal about your collecting, you go for the really early ones with the 5 screws. I think they go for a lot more money. So you've got the 2 controllers. You've got the console there, as you can see. Nothing new there. And underneath that, you've got all the gubbins for whatever Rob the Robot does. And I really don't know. I've really got to read the instructions before I start delving into that, really. But I'll get Rob out just to show you how cool that is. Oh my god, look at that. He should really be on display, shouldn't he? That's very, very cool. He still smells of that plastic. You know that plastic smell you remember as a kid? Oh man, that is so cool. Such a cute little thing, isn't he? Especially very 80s in style. So I am absolutely chuffed to have a Rob the Robot in the collection. That is awesome. I think his arms go up and down and he rotates and stuff like that. I can't wait to set this up, and I will set it up, guys, but not today. I just don't have the time today. I will do a special, needs a special video to do that, really. So that's it, guys. That is the deluxe set. That's what you get for your money, really. It's the Rob the Robot, really, and everything else, I guess, what's worth the money. And to have it all complete in one little box just makes it that little bit more special than the rest. So yeah, that's it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed watching all those pickups. I know there was a lot to get through there, but some real rarities there you don't see very often, like Captain Commando. It's nice to see it in the flesh and see these games. You don't often see them only on eBay, really. So some real nice items there, and I had a fantastic day with Dave. Just want to say thank you very much, mate, to your wife for doing all the bacon sandwiches and teas and chocolates and whatnot you fed me. I had a great day, mate. Hopefully we can do that again very soon. So I just want to end this on, you know, if you want to follow any updates on Sky Skipper, I'll post lots of pictures on my Facebook page, which is Ninty Arcade, or you can follow me on Nintendo Arcade if you want to tweet me on there. And that's it, really, guys. Just want to finish off. It would be rude not to finish off with the awesome R-Type 3 Third Lightning gameplay. This game is unbelievable. One of my favourite Super Nintendo games. I'm not bad at it, I'm not brilliant at it, but I don't know, I'll do 10 minutes gameplay or something so you get the gist of it, of what it's like. It's really, really awesome. So check this out, guys. And make sure you check out the next video, which will be my Space Firebird, hopefully. See you in the next one, and thanks for all the new subs, and thanks for watching as always. Cheers, guys. Well, here we go, guys. This game rocks. I'm telling you, this is such a cool game. Doing so well then as well. Let's get pretty much all the power-ups. Oh, it got me again! No! No, I can do this. Come on! Oh, it's hard, rock hard, guys. Lovely mode 7 there. This game's just so cool. I think it's one of my favourite games on the Super Nintendo. It's just brilliant. Past life. The next level is absolutely gorgeous. The colours in the next level are unbelievable. Reminds me of Salamander. Continue that. Just one continue, guys. That's such a cool level. Come on. Such a brilliant game. It's so hard. Sorry guys, just ain't happening. What we got there? We've got 13 minutes of the game. Go out there, buy it, play it, get past that level. It is awesome. I have done it before. In fact, I've got to about level 3 in this game before and absolutely love this game. Such a cool game. Go check it out guys. That's it.